Hello, Asbury families. On November 7th, Asbury's leadership temporarily closed the church building due to the rising COVID-19 case rate in our county. The case rate is a metric that is used to get a sense of how widespread the COVID virus is in the community. Our county health official, Dr. Kalyana Rama, has stated that when the case rate is 15 cases per 100,000 people or higher, we will begin to see a rapid and dramatic increase in COVID infections. This is what we have seen happening the last few weeks. Anne Arundel County is using a tiered metric for decisions regarding in-person public school. In their metrics, a case rate of less than 10 indicates that they can begin hybrid learning. A case rate between 10 and 15 puts them in a yellow zone. This yellow zone means that if hybrid learning has already begun, it can continue, but no new hybrid or in-person cohorts can begin. So in yellow, you stay in whatever state you're currently in. If that's virtual, you remain virtual. And if that's hybrid or in-person, you remain hybrid or in-person. A case rate of 15 or higher is considered the red zone and sends everything virtual. Any hybrid or in-person groups are immediately suspended and moved to a virtual format. On November 7th, when we temporarily closed Asbury's building, Anne Arundel County was at a case rate of 16.77. This is what prompted the closing of our building. As predicted by Dr. Kalyana Rama, there has been a rapid increase in COVID cases in our community. It is tempting to think that because our county is so long and so stretched out, that the case rate is not representative of what's happening here in our Arnold community. But when we look at the metrics on Anne Arundel County's COVID website, that simply is not true. There is a significant COVID presence right here in our local community, and the case rate for our county is representative of what is happening here in Arnold. Our bishop has repeatedly urged all pastors to privilege life over everything else. Our council here at Asbury agrees with this sentiment. As such, moving forward, we will be using the county case rate to guide the opening and closing of our building. When the county case rate is 15 or higher, the council will determine the appropriate steps for closing the building. When the case rate drops back down to a case rate of 12 or lower, the council will meet to determine appropriate steps for reopening the building. The data indicates we've only crossed the case rate of 15 threshold once in this pandemic, and that was when we closed our building earlier this month. We have full confidence in our incredible staff and ministry leaders to implement safe and effective protocols to reopen our building once the environmental threat lowers to a case rate of 12 or below. We know that this is hard news to hear, especially during the holiday season, when we are longing even more for community and normalcy. This has dragged on much longer than any of us had hoped it would, but it will not last forever. We can indeed get through this. Remember to wear your mask, to wash your hands, and to be kind to one another. We are all under extraordinarily large amounts of stress and need the support and care of one another now more than ever.